AskReddit by independent ad 6161. What is something people describe as healthy, but it's actually unhealthy? Herbalife. One of the times I became really unhealthily underweight was when my mother tried to cure me by forcing me on a mostly Herbalife diet. I had to drink multiple smoothies a day loaded with these supplements, which made me nauseous, which meant I couldn't eat normal food through the day. I got pretty ill. The people who got her to try this crazy diet in the first place just kept swearing she needed to push through to cure me of multiple chronic illnesses. These wellness con people love the "it gets worse before it gets better" narrative, and she was desperate, so she kept me on it way too long. They would even insist we listen to phone calls from multiple other people who supposedly had chronic illnesses talk about how this was their life-changing cure, and when I asked them why they were making us do this for a product we were already buying, they yelled at me. It took me a while to Juice cleanses. No fiber or anything. Just straight up sugar water. Right? The best part of fruit is the soluble fiber and they remove it. Being yourself even when you are an arsehole and your actions adversely affect others. People have stopped being considerate and kind. This is an amazing answer. I personally connect with it a lot. Just be yourself has given me so much needed confidence, but it doesn't always result in me always saying the right thing every single time. Regardless of the individual though, that's hard to do. The best we can do is live and learn. Regret is okay. The belief that if a product contains no man-made chemicals it must be healthy. Arsenic, cyanide and a multitude of other substances are natural and yet can kill you. I'm on an asbestos cleanse. Most healthy foods are tagged by the people who buy it, and that's because it sounds like that. Here we had a new law that makes consumables show a tag that says if they have an excess of something. And who would have guessed, the ones called healthy are the ones that have the most tags. I've noticed in the US that granola bars will specifically use multiple different kinds of sugar. Ingredients have to be listed in order of most of something to least of something. By using several kinds of sugars, it breaks them out deeper into the list. So something that is 60% sugar and 35% granola by mass, but the number one ingredient is granola, because ingredients 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, and 9 are all just different kinds of sugar. Before I wised up to this, I would eat this one brand of granola bar that had barley malt, evaporated cane juice, maltose, honey, rice syrup, sugar, and dextrin. All just different kinds of sugar. Wish I could remember the brand. Stopped eating them like 8 years ago and don't think they are even on the market anymore. But it's the same thing with almost every granola bar out there. Most healthy branded juices, a lot of them contain more sugar than the average soda. Do your research before buying these products, or just invest in a juicer. Even the ones with no sugar added have an absolutely insane amount of sugar. It turns out that when you take something like fruit that's maybe 10% sugar and 90% fiber, then remove all the fiber, you end up with a drink that's mostly just sugar. Detox cleanse regimens. Anytime someone says they are doing some detox thing I get unreasonably annoyed. It's such a scam. Your organs already detox. Just give your liver a break from all the alcohol and let it do its job FFS. Having perfectly white teeth. It's not a sign of healthy, but scrubbed, chemically treated or outright sanded teeth. Agreed. Just make sure your teeth aren't rotting and you're fine. Teeth aren't meant to be pure white. Hugh Jackman may have looked like an Adonis as Wolverine, but his body was in poor condition. He was getting little sleep, working out so hard he experienced joint pain. He deliberately dehydrated himself for a couple days prior to filming his shirtless scenes and probably near passed out more than once for it. And he obviously used steroids. Even short-term usage affects your liver and other organs. I've been learning a lot about gym culture this past year and I have a gripe with fitness influencers. There is a big difference between a bodybuilder and a genuinely fit and healthy person. The bodybuilder's prime objective is to look good, not be fit. Like you said, they're dehydrating themselves and cycling steroids in the pursuit of a body type. They often are exhausted. Fitness is performance based, and that doesn't look as sexy as big muscles and a low body fat percentage. Fat free. This term usually hides the fact that it's fattening. Fat free? I think what you really mean is we took the fat out of this product so it tastes bad. To counter this, we've put enough sugar in this product to kill a small Victorian child. I'm looking at you, Special K. Overusing antibiotics. Complaining about every possible thing and calling it venting. Go ahead and vent. Nature in general. There is a huge marketing impact on products you buy. If there is written that it's 100% natural, you are going to prefer it from one that is not. Nature has no notion of healthy or not. Uranium or cyanide are 100% natural, doesn't mean that they are healthy. Chemical free. That's literally impossible. Açaí. In Brazil, people accept that it's a dessert, not a superfood. Edited to at, by this I mean açaí bowls smoothies with sugary add-ins, not the berry by itself or in minimally processed forms. I apologize for any confusion. How do they eat açaí there? How is it prepared? Working outside of work hours. Eater, my first award. Thanks so much. I thought you were a team player. I am, but the game ended at 9, and it's midnight. It's time to get off the field and go home. Staying positive to the point where it becomes toxic. Toxic positivity is real, especially among senior management in public and private sectors. It can completely tank staff morale. Wine culture for moms. Edit, yes, beer culture for dad, too. I'm not picking on women. I'm talking about how we, as a culture, push wine culture versus addressing the root problem of how overwhelmed and alone moms are. Alcoholic liver disease is actually on the rise for young otherwise healthy women in their 40s. They just don't realize that a few glasses to a bottle almost every night is actually quite damaging. The pandemic made this surge. The rosé all day and wine Wednesday trends are popular, and that makes the culture shift to chill out on the wine obviously much harder. Grind. Worst when it comes to the grind in a corporate setting. I can totally accept the grind if you are doing something that you really want and is specifically beneficial to you, like putting in early mornings, late nights at the cake shop that is your dream to own and run by yourself. But the grind in a corporate setting is just disgusting. The company will not remember that you choose to attend a daily scrum meeting over being present for the birth of your child, nor will they ever award you for such behavior. A lot of people, especially youngers, start vaping even thought they never smoke cigarettes because it's comparatively healthy, except that there's plenty of evidence vaping still fucks up your lungs, and even though it's scientifically definitive that it will damage your body, it's just that the long-term effects are still not fully measurable. Also, vaping addiction tends to become way worse than cigarette addiction because it's far easier to intake high doses of nicotine and you're less restricted on where and when you can intake. Not to mention being considerably cheaper. Anything other than regular air in your lungs in mass amounts is likely not gonna do you any good. Now, I won't say it's particularly unhealthy, because they'll hunt me down and kill me, but the pro-weed crowd acts like it is a miracle drug with no downsides. Fact of the matter is, it does cause anxiety and delusional episodes in some people. Edit. To people acting like they agree with me but then saying stuff about the pro-weed crowd like they act like it's better than alcohol, tobacco. I fully do believe it isn't as bad as those substances. Those substances are well and truly dangerous. I'm all for the legalization of weed. I just think we can't ignore the downsides. People should be able to take these things knowing the full extent of the risks and implications. All we have to do is be logical and realistic. We can't get tribal or reactionary, which is something the pro-weed movement has done. Weed makes my schizophrenia worse. Speaking my truth. It's usually just a flimsy pretext to say what they want without kindness or consideration for others. Brutal honesty is the worst offender of this kind. Grind hustle culture. Flexing how little time you have to spend with your friends, family, yourself. Turning anything that brings you joy into a business venture. Trying to belittle anyone who isn't grinding as hard as you. The amount of people who genuinely believe that Chick-fil-A is somehow healthier than other fast food restaurants is actually insane. I tried to apply for a meal plan waiver at my college, because most of the foods are very unhealthy fast foods. My cholesterol was slightly high at the time, likely from being forced to eat campus food the year before. I got a note from my doctor requesting an exemption from the meal plan requirement, so I could have that money to make my own food. The university's response? We have plenty of healthy options, such as Chick-fil-A and Subway. Vaginal douche when not medically necessary. The vagina is self-cleaning and a douche will screw up the pH balance and possibly cause an infection. Everyone has their own scent and flavor. Cherish your uniqueness. Pussy isn't supposed to smell like flowers. I'm looking at you, Summer's Eve. Fruit juice. High in sugar, with none of the fiber from the fruit to prevent blood sugar spikes. A healthy pregnancy simply means the fetus will gestate to term and likely not suffer any medical issues during gestation. It is not referring to pregnancy's impact on the body, as that is not healthy at all. A pregnancy is a medical event and I wish more people understood that. If added all the symptoms of it and subtracted the baby at the end, your doctor might test you for cancer or a thyroid issue. Energy granola bars, energy sports drinks. Most sweetened yogurts. Nutella is a good one. It's got more sugar than canned frosting, but some see it as healthier because it has hazelnuts in it. Laugh, no. Yeah, especially sports bars and energy drinks. They are designed to pump athletes full of sugar, salt, sometimes caffeine, and potassium. When you're running a marathon or biking 50 miles or other endurance activity, it is fine that you just ate a 500-calorie candy bar with half your daily recommended amount of salt and sugar in it. It's not so great when the only exercise you get is going to the kitchen to grab another one because it didn't fill you up. I'm pretty sure tanning isn't really healthy. Deleted. Moderation in all things including moderation. I had a salad for lunch. The salad, a large pile of ham, cheese, and ranch dressing over a thin bed of iceberg lettuce. Also, using I had a salad for lunch to give yourself a free pass to eat as much junk food as you want.